Okay. So we continue reading from Sri Isopanishad, and we finished the introduction yesterday. We had the invocation. So this invocation is not really a part of the Isopanishad, but this invocation is there in many of the Upanishads. In many of the Vedic literatures, this invocation is there. Om Purnam Ada Purnam Idam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adaya Purnam Eva Vashishyate. The personality of Godhead is perfect and complete. And because he is completely perfect, all emanations from him, such as this phenomenal world, are perfectly equipped as complete wholes. Whatever is produced of the complete whole is also complete in itself. Because he is the complete whole, even though so many complete units emanate from him, he remains the complete balance. Well, there's a lot of complete and perfect repeated here. So this is for us to try to understand the position of the Supreme Lord. Because we do not understand the position of the Supreme Lord, then we are not able to understand our position. So we have to understand his position, we have to understand our position. What is the Supreme Absolute Truth? So let's hear. Absolute truth means it's never going to change. Truth. Truth means something that never changes. So absolute truth eternally is the same. It's eternal for now, tomorrow, yesterday, and after millions of lives. Absolute truth, not relative truth. We are used to relative truth. Relative truth, for example, which is relative to us in our present condition. Relative truth, COVID. COVID is a relative truth right now. It was not there 5 years ago. If you ask COVID, nobody would know. But today, yes, it's a reality. We don't know after 1,000 years if it will be there or no. So that's relative. But absolute truth, eternal. So let's read on. The complete whole, or the supreme absolute truth, is the complete personality of Godhead. So the complete whole means there's nothing that is beyond this. Because it's there's nothing beyond. So whatever is there in our experience, beyond our experience, in the material world, in the spiritual world, there's nothing beyond that. And that is complete personality of Godhead. Because many times we wonder, right, where did we come from? What is the spiritual world like? Who's God? What's happening? So here, that's the complete whole. Means everything is included there. There's nothing missing. So realization of impersonal Brahman or of Paramatma, the super soul, is incomplete realization of the absolute complete. So the impersonal Brahman, understanding that the absolute truth is the light, understanding that God is light, or understanding that God is Paramatma in everyone's heart and everyone's in every atom. It is a realization of God, yes. The only thing is, it is incomplete realization of absolute complete. Means it's only partial. There is still something which that person has not yet realized. The realization is correct, but there is something beyond that. So the supreme personality of Godhead is Satchid Ananda Vigraha. Realization of impersonal Brahman is realization of his Sat feature, or his aspect of eternity. Now, so this is little technical terms, and I would just ask you all to bear with me, but just this is to understand if we try to understand this tattva, then we can understand the position of Krishna. Okay. The Supreme Personality of Godhead means there's no one beyond him. Supreme Personality of Godhead means God, the Supreme Lord. Nobody is beyond him. He's a person. He's a personality. Is Sat Chid Ananda Vigraha. Sat means eternal. Chit means knowledge. Ananda means full of happiness. So realization of impersonal Brahman is realization of his Sat feature or his aspect of eternity. So if somebody has reached up to the realization of Brahman, that Brahman is everything, Brahman is the truth, there's nothing beyond Brahman, then he has realized what? He has realized the eternal feature of the complete whole. And if somebody's realized the Paramatma, that there is a Paramatma in everyone's heart and Paramatma in every atom and of the universe, Paramatma is everywhere, then his realization is Sat and Chit, means eternity and knowledge. So he's realized that the truth, what is it? It's eternal and it's full of knowledge. So he's understood that, the eternal part and the knowledge part. But realization of the personality of Godhead is a realization of all the transcendental features, Sat, Chit, and Ananda, bliss. So a person at the impersonal level realizes that the absolute truth is eternal. Then when his knowledge increases, what he gets, that the absolute truth is eternal and full of knowledge. Then, but he still not yet realized that the absolute truth is also full of bliss, Ananda. He's not yet realized. When one realizes the Supreme Person, he realizes these aspects of the absolute truth in their completeness. So when do we understand the bliss feature? When we understand that the absolute truth is a person, then we are able to understand everything that there is. There's nothing beyond this. There is nothing beyond Krishna. There is no one beyond Krishna. That's the ultimate end. That is complete. So when we realize Sat Chit Ananda, we are understanding the absolute truth in completeness. Vigraha means form. Thus, the complete whole is not formless. If he were formless, or if he were less than his creation in any other way, he could not be complete. So what does it mean? That if we are saying there's a complete whole, but that complete whole does not have a form, then that means the complete whole does not have something that we have. Then how can it be complete? It does not make sense, right? How can complete whole? We have to try to understand. Complete whole means everything is there. So how can everything be there without a form when we know that we have a form? Then that means the complete whole is not complete. Or then the term complete whole is irrelevant, but the complete whole is there. So he has to have a form. The complete whole must contain everything, both within and beyond our experience. Otherwise, he cannot be complete. So the complete whole, we are always thinking that whatever we experience, whatever we have heard of, whatever is in my, whatever I think is right, that is the ultimate. We think that that is it. But no, the complete whole has to have everything. Otherwise, it will not be called complete and whole. I'm trying to make it as simple as I can. I hope it's okay. I'm not sure, but if any of you need further clarification, please do let me know at any time of the reading. So it's really technical, but why is it so technical? To arouse our intelligence. Oh yeah, if there is a complete whole, then it has to have everything. How can it have something that I have? How can it not have something that I have? Then how can it be complete? It's just to make us think, So the complete whole, the personality of Godhead, has immense potencies, all of which are as complete as he is. Okay, so he has many, many potencies. It's not just nothing. He has many energies because he's complete, right? So everything, he has to have everything. Can't be anything that's missing in him. So then his potency is also complete. Thus, this phenomenal world is also complete in itself. This material world is complete. It is complete. This universe is a complete whole. We are not saying, oh, I need to import oxygen from another universe. I need to import, but because of greed, now we are, because of man's greed, we are really destroying this earth. But it's created as a complete unit by itself, that the human beings or the other living entities, we breathe out oxygen. We breathe out carbon dioxide, we breathe in oxygen. And the trees, what do? They breathe in carbon dioxide and they give us oxygen. So if we really need more oxygen, what do we have to do? Just plant more trees. That's all. Krishna has made it as a complete unit. Everything is there for a complete living here. So the 24 elements, of which this material universe is a temporary manifestation, are arranged to produce everything necessary for the maintenance and subsistence of this universe. No other unit in the universe need to make an extraneous effort to try to maintain the universe. We are not doing anything that the sun has to rise in the morning and then it will set in the evening. And if I don't do that, the sun is not going to rise. Right? No, the sun is rising and setting by itself. Krishna has set up the system. It's not because of me or anyone else who has to do write certain program or push a button and then only the sun will come up and and it will go down. Or it's not that we have to change some coding, then only the plants will give out oxygen. No, it's there. Krishna has made it that way. It's a complete unit. No other unit in the universe need to make an extraneous effort to try to maintain the universe. The universe functions on its own time scale, which is fixed by the energy of the complete whole. And when that schedule is completed, this temporary manifestation will be annihilated by the complete arrangement of the complete whole. So here we can see that the universe is formed for some time, and after some time, it's going to be unmanifest. But from Bhagavatam, we have higher knowledge. So if we can relate now to Bhagavatam, that universe functions on its own time scale. We read in Bhagavatam how Krishna, he's even made that, one atom to another, for one atom to travel, it's going to take so much time. And that time is decided by Krishna. And then, so time is decided by Krishna. And then by the breathing of Mahavishnu, the universes are coming out and they're coming in. So the schedule is fixed. So we can see that Bhagavatam has a higher knowledge, Here it's only a hint. It's given in a hint way in Isopanishad, because that's what the Upanishads are, to make us understand the foundation of what's happening. So nobody has to tell Mahavishnu, okay, now you breathe in, and now the universe is gonna finish. No, we don't have to do anything. We just have to follow the system, and we don't follow the system, and then we create this global warming and all those things. But yet, the universe will adjust by itself. Material nature, Krishna makes sure that the material energy that he has created, she will perfectly manage it. Okay, so all facilities are given to the small complete units, namely the living beings, to enable them to realize the complete whole. So we have this. Krishna has given us the ability to realize the complete whole. He has given us this ability. That what is the complete whole? All forms of incompleteness are experienced due to incomplete knowledge of the complete whole. So, why we are thinking we are incomplete? Why? Because of our incomplete knowledge. Our knowledge is not complete. Of what? Of the complete whole. Once we get the knowledge of the complete whole, we will understand. The human form of life is a complete manifestation of the consciousness of the living being, and it is obtained after evolving through 8,400,000 species of life in the cycle of birth and death. So in the human form of life, in this consciousness, we are able to understand. An animal we cannot understand. When we are in the animal form, we do not have that intelligence, that consciousness. Or in the tree form, we don't have that consciousness. In a bird form, we don't have. In a fish, we don't have that. But in a human form, we have that consciousness. And we have gotten this human form after we have evolved through 8,400,000 species of life in the cycle of birth and death. So it's not easy to get a human body. 8,400,000 species of life. And we have been going like this round and round. If in this human life of full consciousness, the living entity does not realize his completeness in relation to the complete whole, he loses the chance to realize his completeness and is again put into the evolutionary cycle by the law of material nature. So this is the reason so much importance is given to the human form of life. Why? Because it's only in this human life that we have this consciousness to understand what is the complete whole. What is it? What is this all about? It's only in this human life. We cannot understand it otherwise. And if we don't use this life to understand what the complete whole is about, then we are missing an opportunity to understand. Then again, our next life, we can be an animal or a tree or, we don't know, fish or a bird. Don't know which life we are. And then again, we miss the chance to understand what everything is all about. So then the loss is ours. Because we don't know that there is a complete arrangement in nature for our maintenance, we make efforts to utilize the resources of nature to create a so-called complete life of sense enjoyment. We are thinking that I need to make some adjustments so that I can maintain myself. We are thinking that. But we are not understanding. Everything is provided to us by God through the facility of this material energy. We have to eat food, right? Who produces the seed? Who produces the seed so that the food grains can grow, the fruits can grow, the vegetables can grow? We are not manufacturing the seed in the factory. It's provided to us by the Supreme Lord with the facility of this material nature. So there is a complete arrangement. There is a complete arrangement for our maintenance. And so we need to not utilize so much of our time trying to worry about our maintenance, but we should utilize the time we have to understand what is this absolute truth, what is this complete whole. because the living entity cannot enjoy the life of the senses without being dovetailed with the complete whole, the misleading life of sense enjoyment is illusion. So we can see here now, just now we read in the Bhagavad Gita, what is Krishna saying in the Bhagavad Gita? That the senses you have, whatever senses you have, you can't stop it. You just engage them in my service. Connect the senses to me. You all like to speak, speak about me. You like to hear, you hear about me. You like to eat, eat my prasad. So same thing is said here in the Isopanishad. What is saying? Without being dovetailed with the complete whole, what will happen? We are just going to think that all that there is to life is I have to enjoy my senses. So if we do not connect our senses to the complete whole, then we will think, oh, I was just born here and I'm just going to die here. That's all it is. But then it's just like an animal. I have to eat something, I have to sleep, I have to mate, I have to defend. Oh, this is life. But that is the illusion. We will continue remaining in this illusion. The hand of a body is a complete unit only as long as it is attached to the complete body. When the hand is severed from the body, it may appear like a hand, but it actually has none of the potencies of a hand. Similarly, living beings are part and parcel of the complete whole. And if they are severed from the complete whole, the illusory representation of completeness cannot fully satisfy them. So what is the illusion? Now, the example Prabhupada is given is very, very appropriate. We have hands and they are very valuable to us. You know, we need hands to do so many things. Every time we are using our hands, pick up things, you know, clean things, we are using a hand. But if the same hand, if it gets cut and it's lying on the table, it's still a hand. It is still a hand, but it's not doing the functions of a hand, right? We are going to throw it away after some time if it can't be attached back. It's useless. Becomes useless because it's not attached to the full body. Although it's the same hand, it is the hand, but it cannot do the function of the hand. So we, living beings, we, each and every living entity, we are part and parcel of the complete whole. We cannot be beyond the complete whole, right? Because a complete whole means everything that there is. There's nothing beyond it. So we living beings are also inside this complete whole. We are part and parcel of this complete whole. But if we think that we are not a part of this complete whole, that is our illusion. It's only our illusion, because how can we be not a part of complete whole? Because a complete whole will have everything in it. Suppose, what do you say? Like a part of the cake is a part of the cake, you know, but then you'll say, oh, but Krishna is an inconceivable cake. You know, many people say, oh, but you cut the cake, so the full cake is gone now. The original cake is gone. But of course, Krishna is not a cake, he's a person. But so we are parts of him, and he includes everything. He includes everything. And when we think, I am not a part of Krishna, I am beyond this complete whole, that is the illusion, that is the Maya, and that is the reason we feel dissatisfied, unconnected. Each of us have that feeling. There will be no one who will say, yes, one who is not connected to Krishna, that person will never say, I'm fully satisfied. No. Why? Because we are thinking we are separate from Krishna, that I do not belong to Krishna. I do not belong to this complete whole. That is why our dissatisfaction comes. The completeness of human life can be realized only when one engages in the service of the complete whole. Now, this is why Krishna keeps saying, engage in my service. Why? Then you will be able to understand your position, my position. You will be happy. The hands, the legs, the eyes. One day they said, we are going to go on a strike. the mouth, they all said, well, we are going to go on a strike. Why? We are doing all the work and only the stomach is eating. Why should we work for the stomach? We are not going to work anymore. Okay, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, the hands, legs, eyes, they all started feeling very weak. They didn't know what was happening. They were like, oh, we are not going to feed the stomach. Stomach doesn't do anything, but gets all the food. We are doing all the work. We are not going to work. But what was happening? They were dying themselves. They're dying themselves. Then they realized, oh, that's not a right thing to do. Let us make the food. Then they ate the food. The food was put in the mouth, went in the stomach. What did the stomach do? Didn't keep the food only for himself, but gave nourishment to everybody. The eyes became brighter, could see properly. The hands, legs got energized, could do all the other organs of the body, started functioning properly. Same, we say, why should I serve Krishna? Why? I'm going to do things what I want to do. I want to be happy. Why should I serve him? But that's because we are thinking we are separate from him. That's the reason we have this. But we don't realize in that way, we ourselves are feeling incomplete. We are feeling unhappy. But when we connect ourselves to Krishna, we feel more and more nourished, more and more satisfied, more and more happy, more and more blissful. Okay. So all services in this world, whether social, political, communal, international, or even interplanetary, will remain incomplete until they are dovetailed with the complete whole. When everything is dovetailed with the complete whole, the attached parts and parcels also become complete in themselves. So everything is included in Krishna. There's nothing that is apart from Krishna. Nothing, no one, there is no one that does not belong to Krishna. There is nothing that does not belong to Krishna. Only when we think it does not, that is Maya, that is illusion. So what we have to do, just connect everything to Krishna, connect everyone to Krishna, connect ourselves to Krishna. Then we will start feeling happier ourselves. We will have that feeling of completeness. Our heart, the situation of the heart, we will feel complete. We think that, oh, if I become rich, if I become beautiful, if I become intelligent, if I become knowledgeable, if I become, I don't know, very good in this thing or very good in that thing, that is what's going to take away this feeling of emptiness. We think that we are trying to fulfill that feeling of emptiness in this material world, but we won't find it because we are looking for it in a wrong way. Only when we realize, oh, everything actually belongs to Krishna. Everyone belongs to Krishna. Then we will start feeling the feeling of completeness. Then our heart will start feeling satisfied. Is that okay? If there are any comments or questions, you could speak. And if not, then we can stop here for today. Thank you so much for listening in. Shri Isopanishad ki jai. Shila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol. Hare